Let's look at inequalities. First, let's look at the symbols. This one is x is greater than 10. So for example, x could be 11, 12, 13, and so on. This one, x is greater than or equal to 10. So x could be 10 this time or bigger, 11, 12, etc. X is less than 10, so x could be 9, 8, 7, and so on. And then again, with the line underneath it, means less than or equal to 10. So 10, 9, 8, and so on. Now you might remember from when you were younger, a way to remember which way the inequality symbols go is to look at them as a crocodile mouth. And the crocodile is greedy and always wants to eat the bigger number. Now that we've seen the symbols, let's have a look at some example questions. Example 1, on the number line, show this inequality. Now, for number line pictures in inequalities, you need to know when to use a filled-in circle versus when to use a clear circle. We use the filled-in one when we've got the greater than or equal to or less than or equal to symbols, and we use the clear one or white one when we've got greater than or less than. So in this case, we'll put a circle above -2, not filled in, and a circle above 4, also not filled in, and then join them up. Part B, write down the inequality shown on the number line. This circle is filled in, so that means we want x to be greater than or equal to -2, because x is all the values that are greater than or equal to -2, such as -1, 0, 1, and so on. Example 2, solve this. Now, solving inequalities basically works in the same way as solving equations, but you have an inequality symbol instead of an equal symbol. So just keep that inequality symbol there in your working. Different ways to do this, but I'm going to take this -5 and move it onto the other side so it becomes +5. So I have 2x is greater than 13. I want to get x on its own, so I'm going to take that 2, move it to that side, divide. Therefore, final answer, x is greater than 13 over 2. Example 3, slightly more complicated. I'm going to show you 2 different methods on how to do this. Method 1, do it as you normally would, but then if you divide by a negative number, make sure you flip the inequality symbol. So for example here, let's say I moved the 7x over to that side and subtracted it. I would get -3x minus 4 is less than or equal to -19. Then I can move the -4 over to that side, make it +4. -3x is less than or equal to -15. And then move the -3, but here I'm going to be dividing by a negative number, so I have to remember to flip the inequality symbol the other way round. So final answer, x is greater than or equal to 5. Once again, I've divided by a negative number, so I'm going to flip the inequality symbol. Method 2 is where you don't flip any symbols as long as you remember to keep the x values positive. So in this case, we could move the 4x over to the other side first, becomes -4x. So we get this. Move the -19, so we get this, and then divide by the 3. So we're not ever dividing by a negative there, which means we don't have to flip the symbol. It just stays like this. And either way, you get the same answer, x is greater than or equal to 5. Last example, 2y minus 3 is between 1 and 9, where y is an integer, but integers are just whole numbers. Write down all the possible values of y. For this one, if we just rewrite the question first, now we need to try and make it so y is on its own in the middle. So to do that, I'm going to add 3 everywhere first to get this. And then I'm going to divide everything by 2. That way, I'll get y on its own. From here, I can now see that y would be equal to 2, 3, 4, or 5. Not 6, because this symbol doesn't have a line under it. That's it for now. If you found this video useful, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And do share this with anyone else you think might find it helpful. Thanks, and see you next time.